Okay, so Norfair. Norfair is strictly less complicated than Brinstar, but it still has its fair share of interesting tidbits that needs to be taken into account to go fast. We're gonna include the criteria bit in Norfair too because that part is pretty short, and we're just going back to Norfair afterwards. So this is basically Norfair and criteria, but it's not that big of a deal. Um, so first off, we have this room where there are two two real ways of going through this room. It's one that's more basic that pretty much everyone does, and one that's a bit more YOLO. Uh, the one you normally want to do, let's make a state here, is just follow down here, morph and bomb that block, and then unmorph so you don't get a bomb jump. Fall down, shoot this door. I like to shoot it as I fall down here because it's easier to aim. You can also run down and shoot it while you're falling down here. It doesn't matter too much. And then charge your beam. I'm gonna assume you have charge beam here because like eventually charge beam might go out of fashion or whatever, but this tutorial is gonna assume you have charge beam for a lot of places. If you decide to not grab it, you're gonna have to like figure out on your own what to do. It's mostly just like use missiles everywhere instead of using charge beam. Um, so what to do is go down here and charge your beam and keep going. I'm gonna explain this room in a bit, but I also want to show the other way of doing this room, which is like I just want to show it for archiving purposes. This is not something you really should be doing unless you're aiming for like really tough times, and even then it's probably not worth it. But you can do that. You can do a small jump morph and then fall down here. If you manage to not get hit by the rippers, this is faster. But that's easier said than done. I can do it now because I know where this ripper is, but he is random. He starts in a random position, so he can either be on the right side or on the left side when you get there, and you have to dodge him differently. There are different dodges. The other dodges get going over here and unmorphing right before hitting him. I'm not gonna show that properly because it's a stupid trick. I just want people to know it exists anyway. But that's pretty much a 50-50 chance. So and there is no way to react to this. There's like you can't see the bottom ripper right now. So you have to go down here. There's no way you're reacting to his position. So you just have to guess where he is. And if you guess right, that saves like 10-ish frames, 10-15 frames. If you guess wrong, you take damage, which costs you health, which is bad for heal skip, and it also costs you a bit of time. It's not too much time, honestly. It's only a very slight time loss if you get hit compared to doing the safer strat. So I mean, if you're not going for heal skip, it might be an idea. Like it's a pretty decent risk-reward ratio if you don't care about the health. But I would suggest doing this anyway. So you want to charge your beam going in here, and this is going to depend on if you want to go for heal skip or not. A lot of things in Norfair depend on if you're doing heal skip or not. But in this room there are a bunch of small critters, and you can try to get the drops from a lot of them. Getting drops helps with heal skip a lot. If you're not going for heal skip, you have enough missiles already. You need like 1 or 2 missiles in this room, and then you're set. You don't need any more missiles until you actually do the heal. Or like you're gonna grab enough missiles through missile expansions that you don't actually need any drops at all. So it's not a big deal. If you're not going for heal skip, the easiest way is to just pseudo screw attack everything. And a pseudo screw attack, in case you're not aware, is when you have a fully charged beam and do a somersault. It sort of has a screw attack effect-ish. It just does. I think it's a full charge beam worth of damage to the enemy you're hitting. It might not be. It definitely isn't with plasma later on, but that's sort of irrelevant. But if you're not doing heal skips, if you don't care about the drops, you just oops, you just go through everything. Like the jump. If this guy is on the right, which he is occasionally, you can just start somersaulting after you get off the edge. You don't actually have to jump here. Like you just start spinning as soon as you leave the ground. I'll pseudo screw attack this guy. Then you can either hang on. So over here you can either do a full jump here, which is sort of tight. It's a bit tricky. You might want to do a jump extend, or you can kill this guy and like jump on. I can just this save state was before the place. You can jump like that. It is faster to not kill him, but it's a pretty minor thing. The full jump is a few frames faster. Especially if you don't do the jump extend. If you do the jump, I think it's still faster even if you do jump extend. I keep using turn speed from my phone. With a jump extend, is just like shooting. If you shoot well in a jump, you lose all momentum and you accelerate horizontally faster than vertically. So you gain horizontal distance. It's more noticeable when you've fallen a bit. So, if you do care about hill skips, if you do care about drops, there are a number of ways to get them. I'm not sure. The way I do this first crit, I'm sure there are other ways, but I don't really know them, so I'm not gonna go into them. The way I do this costs about 10 frames to do, and I think that's totally worth it for a drop. But you do it like that. You shoot down as it spawns, then you intentionally fall down into this hole and like immediately jump up. That's gonna guarantee you to drop every time if you drop something. And it's pretty fast. Like it feels smooth and it doesn't. There's no like very spacing dependent things. Like if you can do. I think you can do a pseudo screw attack and just land and wait or whatever. But this is the most consistent way I thought of. So you do that, and then you keep charging your beam. If this guy is on the right, you wanna try and shoot him. Or you can just pseudo screw attack him if you're not confident in your shooting abilities. I used to pseudo screw attack him for a long time. But shooting him is better because he can drop something. I mean, if you shoot him like this, there is enough time for you to grab the drop. Now he's in a bad position to show this. I'm gonna try to make this anyway. So if you just do it like that, and you can get whatever drop he drops if he drops anything. You like 50% of the time it's gonna be over here anyway, and then you can pretty much ignore him. He doesn't affect anything. This guy can either be pseudo screw attack through, like I showed earlier. You can try to shoot your charge beam as like right before jumping, and then land on this part, like preferably on the right part of that left pillar, and grab his drop. If he doesn't drop anything, he is gonna respawn, which is super annoying. You do that, and then you kill this guy. You kill that guy for drops. So there's a lot of drop getting here. You also don't really react to this guy, just shoot anyway, because it doesn't change anything if he's not there. So just shoot whatever. Shoot this thing, and then you're over here. This guy is never in the way if you're fast enough. So once you're over there, I'm gonna go ahead and grab these drops to make a point. Of course I get nothing, it's cool. So once you're over here, there are 2 blocks over here. And you don't want to bomb them, bombing is really slow. So what you can do is shoot 2 missiles, just as soon as you get on that platform, and they're gonna break both blocks. If you want to conserve missiles, you can shoot the first block with a short beam, but you have to do that really late, so it might be a bit tight. It could depend on how what your missile count is or whatever, what you decide to do. A lot of the time I shoot 2 missiles because I'm lazy. But if you aren't conserved at 1 missile, the first block is suitable with a short beam. Some people use charge beam here. It doesn't make any sort of difference. Charge beam has a slightly larger hitbox in some circumstances, but it's mostly backwards, like it has a hitbox behind it, so it lasts longer on speeds. It's complicated. All you need to know that it doesn't make any sort of difference at this stage. They go exactly the same length. So if you want to use a charge beam here, you can do that if you want to. It doesn't help at all. It doesn't hinder you, so like do what you want. This part is pretty straightforward. Unmorph as early as possible after you leave a ledge, because you move slower in the air as a ball than in human form. So whenever you're trying to move horizontally, after coming out of a morph ball like this, always unmorph as early as possible. This room is like, it's sort of weird because of how precise different things are, but it's not that hard, I guess. What you do is jump up here, wall jump on this thing, and then you can do one of 3 things, and you can sort of like adjust depending on how high your jump was. It's a bit odd. It's gonna take like a bit of getting used to how to do this without like looking like a fool and like jumping down like an idiot. To jump up, you wall jump up. I try to land on this pillar, and then from this pillar jump up here. You can also wall jump up this pillar. That's fine. Or you can land here and wall jump up here. Or you can even land here, jump. What you decide to do is not that big of a deal. I think this is faster, but like the fastest by a few frames. It's faster than the pillar wall jump by a few frames. Which are both faster than landing. Landing here is not that fast, but it's only a few frames slower, so consistency is always better than saving a couple of frames. So like that. Like if you miss jumps, you just look dumb. Also, as an added benefit, if you miss, like if you don't actually manage to get up here, which is if you jump too low or something, or maybe get out of the way, or maybe too high. I guess it's too low. Yeah, you kind of automatically do a wall jump anyway because of the input of just turning around and jumping. So you're basically doing a wall jump input anyway, except that you're standing on the pillar. So if you miss it, you're gonna get a wall jump anyway, most of the time. So these aren't like minuscule things, but you get up here and get on the elevator, and we're in criteria. You want to shoot away at least this block and this block. The one, like I just hold L and mash shoots with no real timing or anything, and just mash everything. And usually destroys other things. You might think, I see some people not kill, like very few people. It's like no one should like feel hit by this, but some people don't destroy this block, which is, I mean, you're losing frames because you're not gonna get. If you do this jump perfectly, I think you can gain a tiny bit of time by not jumping as high. But there's no point, just destroy all the blocks and keep running. Now, just for completeness sake, I want to let it be known that you can do a JPJ up here. It's super hard. Like I think you can do a single JPJ and actually make it up there. It's ridiculously hard. So don't even. I just want to let it be known that it's possible. But don't. You just jump over here, do a slight wall jump up here, and then you keep going. Shoot this block. Shoot this block either diagonally. I like shooting it vertically because it's easier. You can also shoot it diagonally. It's sort of precise. And then jump up here. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. So you go over, shoot vertically, jump up, morph, go in here. Unmorph, yeah, you don't even have spring ball yet, so unmorph and jump. If you want to be really optimal, you should do a straight jump there. You should take care to not do a somersault. It's a few, I don't even know, to be honest. It's all too tight to care. If you can, I think that's the fastest, turning around and doing a straight jump. Because if you're doing a straight jump, Samus's hitbox is taller, so she's gonna hit the door transition faster, which not only means that like you're getting into the next room faster, you're also moving faster in the next room because you don't have, like, you slow down when you jump. The jump slows down at the time you start at a high velocity, and then you slowly slow down until you like turn it to an arc. It's just physics. So if you enter the room in an earlier frame in your jump, you're gonna have a higher velocity going into the room. This is also, it's frames, but it's worth thinking about. Sometimes you do, it's not a big deal, but it's good to know that a straight jump is technically faster there. After you get in here, you just jump up more. There are a number of ways to do this. The TAS does a cool thing that's probably possible in real time, it's just no one does it. You can place a bomb, stand up, shoot the blocks, and then morph again, and still be in time to get bomb jump. I'm not sure if that's actually possible real time. You can probably get one shot off. Yeah. Don't do it though, it's so unnecessary. Yeah, I'm not gonna try. It's probably possible if you want to like get really hardcore, but it's sort of unnecessary. Just I place a bunch of bombs to make sure I don't miss this, but I try to place a bomb around there, like slightly beyond this black line thing. And then I just place a bunch of other bombs in case I miss that one, because then it doesn't really matter if I just place the first one there and then just mash for like a half a second. So there's a bunch of bombs to help me. Unmorph in this tiny gap, shoot 2 shots, remorph. If you want to be if you want to be really fancy, you can over here. There is a somewhere here. Like you can try to hit this spot sort of, and you can do an unmorph by jumping. So you can do a jump. There is a way, like there's a very specific position that I've forgotten now, where you can get like an instant, where if you jump and shoot, you're gonna land instantly. I can't even find out. There it was. I think I got it once. There. So if you manage to get that, that is faster than unmorphing normally, but it's such a minor thing. It's not really worth caring about. I just want to tell these things for people that do, that like some things magically seem easier for some people for like weird reasons. I just want to get every option in there in case people want to do things. I just unmorph and like do nothing, just press up and then let Samus get out of crouch animation normally. Right here you want to not land. Landing is slow. I'm pretty sure I went over this already, but you want to not land, so you want to jump here and land on the bottom block. From the bottom block you want to jump, and you want to actually jump extend this. You want to not hit this wall. You want to barely miss that wall, and then do a jump extend to kill. That's perfect. So hit the ball, because moving in water is super slow. So as the longer you can stay out of the water, the better. It's a bit weird. The spacing is odd. I'm getting used to work properly, but you want to stay out of the water for as long as possible. Like you want to enter the water as late as possible. Unknown items are useless. I needed to destroy these blocks then. So this room is... thinking how to explain this. You shoot this block, jump over here. It's not that hard really. You shoot that block, jump over here. Try to hit both these blocks and then clear this in one jump. It's what I do. People have other strats, but this is the one I see most often. This is the one I do. You can also like do... I need to get rid of that save. It's annoying. You can also like jump up on each individual like this. It's hard to do because water physics are weird. Like something like that. It's... oh crap. I accidentally put on my autofire. So something like that, but it's generally not going to be faster. Taz is faster that way, but for a human that's generally going to be slower. You want to shoot both these blocks and then do a full jump. Keep running. Just aim diagonally down and just shoot like crazy, and you'll get that block and this first block, which is important to get up. You can't actually make this jump out of the water unless you destroy that block. If you just do this, you're gonna have to do a wall jump out. You can't actually make this jump out. But wall jumps are slow, so you wanna hit both of those. Again, if you wanna be really fancy, you can destroy this block too, because I'm pretty sure that is technically a few frames faster. But it's harder to make these jumps get way harder. So just jump up here, try to shoot the door. If not before falling down, then at least here. Shoot the door and then jump up and then do a mid-air morph. There's not that many options in these areas. It's mostly like do this and then do this or whatever. But it'll be fine. Here is a sort of important point in that you want to press up to unmorph. Keep holding up, don't release up, and then just press jump and shoot, and you'll immediately break that block. Instead of like doing the slow unmorph, stand up, whatever. You just press up jump shoot, and you'll destroy the block immediately. So up jump shoot, press L to aim diagonally. Jump to the right and shoot once to destroy that block. And you can do it really fast, like that. And you can also miss your unmorph. And then here is like the first instance of a useful JBJ. And a JBJ is just jump, bomb, jump. And kind of go through what a JBJ is really quickly. It's a little weird. So a jump, bomb, jump means you're jumping, place that bomb in midair, then jump and morph midair again, and get a bomb jump from that bomb. This is sort of... it's not really complicated to do, but there's a lot of inputs involved. So there's like it's a lot of button presses that you have to do really fast to get like the highest ground. If you can also do like morph high and then place the bomb while falling, and then don't unmorph until you reach the ground to gain like a tiny bit of extra height. These things are hard. I'm not that good at JVJs. I don't do them at a lot of places. But this one is by far the easiest to do consistently, because this is almost a normal jump already. Like you almost get up there with a normal bomb jump. So the JBJ needs to get a tiny bit of extra height. I mean, I think you can technically not even place the bomb in the air and still make it up there. I think it's a bit harder though. Maybe not. I think it's technically possible. It's sort of hard. But this, if you're gonna do any JBJs ever, this is the one to do, because it's by far the easiest and one of the more useful ones in the run. So it's not harder than like jump, morph quickly, and place a bomb immediately, and then as soon as you land, just jump and morph again, right away. Like just do everything as fast as possible. Also, I'm bad at daydreaming. And then get up here. I think that commonly happens to me is that I try to unmorph here and somehow like unmorph. I press up while I'm still inside the tunnel, so I don't unmorph, and then I start holding left immediately and fall down. So you might want to be wary to like confirm that you've unmorphed or something. Probably not though, because we want to go fast. Just keep in mind that happens. Don't be alarmed if that happens to you. It happens to everyone, or it happens to me at least, which is like good enough. These platforms are nothing special. Just jump. This is a bit special. You want to get that. There's only this block that's shootable out of everything in the wall, and you want to land. You don't want to land on the floor. It's not a big deal if you do, but you want to avoid it. It's faster to not do it. So what I do and a lot of other people do is a slight jump extend here. You can do whatever, and then like you start spinning right before you get here and shoot a beam. That makes it easier to actually land on this thing instead of like missing out to jump up. Once you destroy that block, you keep holding diagonally down and keep shooting to hit that block and potentially that block. If you're like really confident in this and fast, you can shoot. You can be ready for when that block breaks, and then like start shooting straight, and then get in here and shoot straight up. Get up here. But the important part is to hit the bottom one first. I usually do that. I usually like hold diagonally down until I destroy both the first blocks, which is easier said than done. It doesn't always happen. It's weird. So I think to do is shoot like 2 or 3, 1, 2, or 3 diagonal down shots, depending on like how your mashing works. For me, it's like 2. Then shoot 1 straight and shoot 1 up, straight up to get rid of all these blocks. And then again, nothing special. I mash a bunch of bombs because I'm trying to place the bomb as soon as I can after morphing, and it's really easy to press too early. Like you can't actually place a bomb during the morph animation, which I'm trying to show now, but you can't even see my input, so it doesn't matter. But it's possible to press B too early, so I just mash like a madman in case I miss it. So I try to hit it first frame, but if I don't, it's whatever. I placed a bunch of more bombs. And then just hold left, and you're inside Party Room on morph as soon as you get past the ledge for more speed. And grab Power Grip. You can't just jump up here. You need to do some kind of action. The fastest is a ledge hop, which is like convenient because I wanted to explain ledge hops anyway. So I'm assuming you're familiar with the game if you're watching this, but Power Grip lets you grab things. And lets you shoot from the grab point, which we never ever do until maybe once or twice. You actually shoot from the ledge. The important thing to note here is that I know Kirby had issues with this. Kirby Master had issues with this, which is it's super weird. But if you grab the ledge and press up, nothing happens. If you hold right, if you hold up, she'll eventually climb up. But what you want to do is just like hold right, and as soon as you grab the ledge, you press A. So if you hold towards the ledge and press A, she'll also climb up. I just want to like make that sure in case people don't actually know this, because I know people have messed up in the past. But that's a fairly long animation, like 10-ish frames of animation, so it's sort of slow. Ledge hopping is when you hold away from the ledge and press A, and she just does a normal jump. This is, for all intents and purposes, a normal jump. It's just from a ledge. And doing ledge hops is usually in theory, the fastest way to handle any power grid point. But it doesn't really, in practicality, from like personal experience, it's not actually faster in most cases. It should be faster, but you're gonna miss enough ledge hops. Like if you try to do ledge hops all over the run, you're gonna like fall down a couple of times, and that's gonna offset. It's gonna immediately offset any gain you would have gained from doing ledge hops in the first place. So again, if you want to be really crazy, you should ledge hop everything. But if you want to be at least somewhat reasonable, you should just like climb up. Unless you want to do things, like ledge hops are still really useful for specific scenarios. But if you just want to get up on the ledge, then climbing up is usually the most consistent option. Wall jumping is also fine, and like all these, from when I've tested doing all of these different things, they've all seemed to be roughly equal. So like do whatever feels right to you. And I mean all ledges where you just want to get up on the ledge, not there are specific scenarios where the things are different, where you actually want to ledge up because you want to get over here or whatever. And it's not just this ledge. I'm not just explaining this ledge, I'm explaining ledges in general. You can ledge up if you want to. It's in theory faster, but in practice not really, so take that as you will. However, in this case we want to morph. So doing a normal ledge grab is gonna be counterproductive because we want to morph in air. So here you can do either a ledge hop or a wall jump, and then morph in air. I used to ledge hop a lot, and now I'm getting really bad. Okay, so whatever, you morph, get in here. You want to shoot this block. You don't want to bomb it. Bombing is slow. So you want to unmorph, shoot, and then like keep going. And this room is a bit weird. Oh gosh, sorry. So you're supposed to wait for this thing to come up, and then like use power grip a million times to get up here, but we of course don't want to do that. There's nothing actually stopping us from getting up here, like there's no force field, like invisible wall or anything. So what you can do is, this is like the one major instance of bomb jumping in any percent, where you want to bomb jump up here. I'm gonna have a real problems with bomb jumping and talking at the same time, so I'm probably gonna stay quiet as I do these. I'm just gonna demonstrate it once. Optimally, you want to get through here before. I almost made it this time. You want to get through here before the statue is risen to the top. Let's see if we can do it. No, I'm bad. Anyway, you want to get up there before the platform gets up there, like before everything stops shaking. That's sort of the goal. That should do it, I think. I mean, it's not a big deal. If you manage to do it, the platform is not gonna be up here. Like the animation got up here, but it creates this weird glitch thing. Actually doing that doesn't mean anything. That's just like a benchmark. If you're practicing this for whatever reason. That's what you should be going for, like beating the statue. That doesn't always happen, even for good players. So it's not that big. You can also do single bomb. I think you can do this in single bomb jumps. It's pretty close though. Nah, okay. I think you can do it, but you have to do it a single bomb mouse super optimally. You can see there the platform spawned in like right above me, so I couldn't get up there in time. That will also happen if you're too slow on the bomb jumping. So keep that in mind if your bomb jumps aren't up to par. I'm not gonna explain how to properly bomb jump here because that's something you're gonna have to figure out on your own. It's basically do this rhythm, bam 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 bam. I'm not gonna be able to actually explain it. This is the only real instance of bomb jumping in 90%. I guess there are like one or two other smaller ones. Uh, we've had like there are top players that just recently learned to bomb jump. We have Eagle or Makework or Simon or whatever he wants to go by, or Pirate Field. It's like a million names. I'm gonna call him Eagle. Just recently learned to bomb jump. He has the third fastest time in 90%, and he's been going without bomb jumping for a long time. So it's in 90%, it's gonna save you like throughout the entire run. Proper bomb jumping is gonna save you like 5 seconds or something. I don't remember how much this saves, to be honest. I think this might be 5 seconds on its own. So I mean, I guess it's like less than 10 seconds of time saving from bomb jumping throughout the run. So if you miss the bomb jump like I just did, or if you can't bomb jump at all, period, what you want to do is wall jump up here. You don't want to use all the platforms, so you just want to wall jump up, get up this ledge and just power grip. Depending on where you miss the wall jump, or where you miss the bomb jump or whatever, you might. Wall jumping is way faster than bomb jumping, but you can't actually get up to this ledge. Normally there are like fancy task strats for getting up to that ledge from wall jumps, but you can normally, so you still have to wait for this platform, which is the real reason why wall jumping is slower. So you're gonna have to wait here. You don't actually have to wait until it spawns to jump out there. You can jump out like once it reaches the top. Like anticipate that it's gonna spawn. The hitbox, like the hitbox for the platform, appears as soon as the like green spawning outline animation starts. So like the hitbox is there, it's there immediately. You don't really have to wait. Once the statue stops. I was too early. You can also be too early, which is really bad. But you want to learn to do bomb jump. You can also do a diagonal bomb jump if you want to be fancy. We call this the zigzag. There's no point in doing this except for looking swag. Oh. And then you're gonna do a turnaround at the other wall, which is why we call it zigzag. And that's the hard part of the bomb jump. Crap. Oh, I used to be able to do this. Like turning around here is sort of difficult. You have to use the wall stopping you as a way to turn around. I haven't done this in a while because it's not really faster at all. Crap. I want to get this once just to show everyone how it looks like. well, whatever. You turn around once you reach the wall. It's sort of complicated and stupid. It's not actually faster because I don't even know how to get up here using platforms. Because you end up way high. Like you don't really end up right at the ledge. You end up like super high and like a full jump above the ledge. It was thought to be faster for a while because you start the bomb jump earlier. Like you start the bomb jump already over here instead of like falling down and going all the way over here. It was theorized to save like a second, but it really doesn't. It is not slower either. It is the same speed. So if you want to be fancy, you can do that if you want to. But it is harder. I can't do it. Well, but you end up all over the place. But what you should be doing here, barring other things, is just bomb jump up here. Actually, at the edge here, it might be you might have to do a quick like judgment on whether you want to get up on the ledge straight up from the bomb jump or if you want to grab the ledge. This is gonna like vary depending on how well you time your bomb jump. So this is not really a strategy thing. It's about exactly what kind of timing you did on the bomb jump. Which one of these is gonna be optimal? So you're gonna have to do a snap judgment based on your height, what you want to do. There's not really a right or wrong here. It's straight up depends on how your bomb jumps went, and it's really a minor thing either way. Just make sure to not fall down. Also, you for reference, I'd use this line in the ground, if you can see. This here between these tiles as a visual cue for where I want to be, where I want my bombs to be. So anyway, once you're past that, we're in. This room is sort of annoying too. When I shoot this block on the way down, it's pretty easy. Then you want to wall them clear, and there are a few ways to get through this, and I sort of don't really remember all the ones that I don't do. So I'm just gonna show what I do here, which is do this missile strat. Destroying these blocks with short beam is annoying because short beam doesn't really reach, so you have to like jump and do stupid shit. You want to use a missile to clear that first one. So what I do to aim that missile is to run into this ledge, like try to fall down exactly here, like align with this ledge, and then run forward for like a few frames. Like a split second before firing the missiles, and that usually works for me. Aiming this missile is weird. It sometimes misses for no reason. It's because this is gonna be a curved missile because you want to move. You don't actually want to curve the missile in theory. It's just that you want to run anyway because you want to get over here. So the missile is going to curve. So you need to adjust for the curving when you're shooting the missile. And then just shoot the other block when you jump up there. And get in. If you miss the missile, I can't even miss it. Too good. So if you miss the missile, what I tend to do is jump up, shoot the first block, and then just jump and shoot the other one. You can do it like this if you want to. I find this really hard to do. I'm doing it all the time now for some reason because I'm a god. No, I find this really hard to do. Like straight jump like this. I think it's way easier to do a spin jump, like spin jump to the right, then turn around and shoot. Doing this faster is way easier to me. Because if you do like this, I don't know why this happens. She aims up here for some reason, and if you press jump, she just falls down. Like you can't do a straight jump here. She's just gonna fall down, which is super annoying. So that's why I tried to do the spin jump, because spin jump works even if she's aiming upwards for dumbest reasons. So that's just a backup though, or if you feel like you can't really do the missile, grab the ledge, do a spin jump back, turn around immediately and shoot the beam. This is going to be useful later on as well. Like way later on, at the end of the game. Okay. Okay. I'm mixing up everything because I'm doing this room too much. This room is nothing complicated. Jump up on this ledge, turn around, spin. As soon as you land, you open the door, and then you start charging with the same shot that opened the door. Like just hold the shoot button. Charging here is useful. These rippers are assholes. They can be in different positions. This is the bad position for this ripper. My buttons are all wrong. So this is a bad position. You're gonna have to get below here. If you're going for heel skip, it might be a good idea to try to avoid damage here, but it's harder than it seems, especially in the second ripper. The fastest strategy here is to grab the ledge and get damage boosted up. That is faster, but waiting isn't much slower, and you don't take damage from doing that. So you might want to do that as well. The charging here is just to save a couple of frames, destroying that unknown item block, because you don't actually have to shoot anything. She'll shoot automatically when you go into morph ball. So you don't actually have to do, as long as you're holding shot here, you don't have to care about the block. You just kind of do this room, do the first part, whatever. I want to get the good pattern too. See if we can get a good pattern. No. Please, this ripper is being an asshole. Oh my god, this ripper. Gonna do some advanced luck manipulation. And shoot the door. No. There we go. So this is the good pattern. This is the pattern that you want. If you can confirm right here, like really quickly, which way he's going, you can jump over him here. So like now I know because I did some luck manipulation, but you can do this jump, and that's way faster than running through the water, because jumping is faster than running in water. You don't want to get hit. I mean, getting hit isn't that big of a deal time-wise, but you're losing energy, you're losing health, so you want to jump pretty late. This ripper is an asshole. I don't really have a good way to get past this except for like wait. He can also be in two different positions. I'll see if I have the different positions in my two different saves here. He's way closer to the door. That's actually easier to avoid because you can just wait for him to hit the door. If you're fast and he's in a, I keep jumping too soon. If you're fast here and he's in a bad position, he's gonna be so far behind. Like you're gonna have to wait here for him to be an asshole and try to jump over him, which is hard because it's a slope and it's water. I keep jumping too early. This is odd. You shouldn't have trouble with this. So getting past this guy is annoying because, like I said, there's a slope and there's water, so it's really hard to judge where you're gonna end up from jumping. And you want to do this quickly so he's not like in the doorway and hit you anyway. He is super annoying. And Rippers have way larger hitboxes than they appear to have. But anyway, we're going back to Norfair. I had sort of a heated discussion with Sam the Digital about this room in particular. Going back here, I'm gonna show two different ways of going through this room. I really personally dislike one of them. I don't see why a lot of other people are doing this, but a lot of people seem to think this is better, so I'm gonna show it anyway. But what I do is run off the ledge, turn around, like run off the ledge, turn around, spin, land here, run off this ledge, turn around, spin, land on this ledge, get into the door. So in real time it looks like this. I think this is fine. I don't get why other people thinking this is hard, or why other people think this is something they need to improve. But what we've found is that you can do this. I'm not that good at doing this, to be honest. You can fall and morph on this pillar, and then fall off, and then try to unmorph like in this gap. And if you manage to not land on the ledge, I'm gonna see if I can get this one. Like you have to do like a morph jump extend thing. If you actually manage to not land on this ledge, there we go. If you manage to do that, that's about 2 frames faster, which is the minimal. Like you can't be, and it can't be 1 frame faster through a room because of how doors work. So that's the tiniest amount faster anything can be. And I find this so much harder. I don't get how people do this. If you land on the ledge, if you're doing this, which I do most of the time, like this might be because I'm bad at unmorphing or whatever, but if you land on the ledge, this is like 10 frames slower. So I don't understand why people are doing this, but I said I was gonna add it in this tutorial anyway. Again, this is all about, I can't do the normal way. This is all about consistency, so whatever you can do is fine. I think this is way easier. It's just falling and like spinning. The point of spinning is to make Samus' hitbox smaller so she'll fall down. You also like take care to release all directions after you've started spinning, so you don't grab the ledge. Grabbing the ledge is bad. You want to turn around, spin, and release, and then when you land, press again. So whatever, I had a long discussion with Sam over how the morphle stat is like objectively harder, but he refused to agree with me. So I added the morphle stat anyway, even though I think it's stupid. This room is simple. This part of the room is simple. Just morph here. You again don't want to bomb these blocks. This first one is always going to be close enough for a beam shot, so you want to like unmorph beam shot missile to do it fastly. You could do 2 missiles but you should care about the missile count at this point. If nothing less, even if you're doing heal, even if you're going to heal, that 1 missile takes time to refill. It's only a frame during refill, but it's there's no reason to use a missile there. It is also technically faster to shoot a missile after a beam, but that might not come into play with human play. That might only be a task thing. But anyway, run here. Don't jump over this gap. You can just run over this gap. Get up, get this thing. Start charging your beam. Fall down, unmorph. get up on this platform. This is like all pretty precise things. Get up on this platform. If you're fast enough, this guy is never in the way. This red nova might be in the way over here, and in which case you have to jump over it and land on this anyway. And then you do whatever you did on the way here for these enemies. If you want missiles, you can get missiles. If you don't care about missiles, you can ignore them. This save state was at a very inopportune time. I'm jumping so far. Okay. If you don't care about missiles, you can ignore them. You want to kill this purple nova with a shot charge beam. He's always there. I think he's always there. He's going either way, yeah, but he's gonna be in the middle of the platform, like no matter what. He's gonna be going either to the right or the left. That doesn't really matter. So you want to charge him in here and just shoot him, like no matter what. And we keep going to the right. Get up here normally. Now here is something I just recently found, like the other day. And it's probably not a good idea to do anyway. I just wanna, for the people who wanna be really, really fancy. The fastest way to get through here is to fall down here. This is pretty precise to do. Like doing that is the fastest. But getting that, like falling, turning around quickly enough, is actually pretty hard. Just because of how close this platform is. So you have to like turn around as soon as you leave the ground. But that is a few frames faster. What most people do is jump over that platform and then shoot a missile on this thing. It'll almost always drop a missile, so if you want to drop, you can get a drop here. This is sort of precise too, to do this without grabbing a ledge accidentally. But that's something, it's hard to explain like exactly how to do this. You're gonna have to like understand when to turn around, whatever. It's just jump, turn around, like to get into position. You try to hit the edge of this platform from the left. So you like jump up here, turn around, and then turn around again, and try to like ram this edge without grabbing it. So you have to like let go of all directions. And then as you get down here, you shoot the thing. You shoot the thing, possibly grab this drop, and keep going. And again, this is the faster method, but it's hard. Going up here is rather simple too. You just jump. You can wall jump on that if you want to. You can jump up on it if you want to. Like you can. I wall jump, but you can also jump up on it. It's not a big deal. You can't actually. If you were able to like straight jump up here and grab this, that would have been faster, but we can't. So this is another thing I found that is faster. You can jump up on this platform and then get a small running speed before jumping and clear this block this way. That is also faster, but also harder, and I really wouldn't recommend doing it unless you're feeling particularly fancy. Like you actually have to run for like half a block to half a block before you get enough speed to clear this. But this is the fastest way through this room. It's falling down here. Like no one does this partly because I just found it, but it's also I wouldn't recommend doing it anyway because it's unnecessarily hard for time it saves. And get up here. That's how you do that. So that's the fastest way, but you should really be doing this instead because of consistency. Unless you feel like you can do the fancier stats every time, which you might. Like I might just be not good enough. Once you get over here, you want to jump. The goal is to clear this platform. but that's hard. It's hard to do. It happens occasionally, but like running here, I like when I tried this, when I was like trying to find, yeah, this is more like it. When I was trying to figure out what was best here, I'd like jumping seemed to be frame perfect. Jumping and clearing that ledge seemed to be frame perfect, but I'm getting it way more often than a frame perfect trick would suggest. So it might be subpixel dependent, like depending on your subpixels. When you land over here, it's gonna change how hard this is. So I mean, there's really no reason to not jump though. Just falling down like this and jumping and landing on this ledge are the same speed, practically the same speed. So it doesn't make a lick of difference. If you do manage to clear the ledge though, that saves time. So you should be jumping either way. Let's keep going here. This room is a bit annoying because of these platforms are like perfectly on like really bad height levels to fit with Samus's jump before you have high jump. And again, you can wall jump, ledge hop, or whatever up here. I just usually grab the ledge. You want to shoot this block. It's not absolutely necessary. You can do this without shooting the block, but it's time saved. It's frames. Maybe actually you shouldn't. I'm not sure. Whatever feels right for you. If you feel you can shoot this block consistently, it's a few frames of time saved. So do it or don't do it. It's not a big deal. I don't think that Ripper is ever in a bad position. So it's like if you're fast enough. So maybe not. It is the fastest though, and then just get up here. Again, you can ledge grab or whatever you want to do up this ledge. Like I have different strats for different ledges for some reason. Also, I keep having trouble with this shot now. This room, you have to grip here pretty much. After this, it is possible to get through all of this without gripping anything, but it's really hard, and like really, some of the jumps are basically subpixel perfect, but it's like through sheer luck you can do them anyway if you really want to. You can add a couple of jump extents or whatever, but the consistent way to do this is to just grab all the ledges. Except for this first one. This first one is not that hard. You just have to do a jump extend to not grab the ledge, or like just do a normal jump well. I just try to jump extend anyway to make sure. I want to charge the beam anyway because there might be a Nova right above this. That Nova might be like right here, and I try to either shoot him with a charge beam or pseudo screw attacking, depending on his exact position. So I want to have a beam charge here anyway, but just like power grip everything. And now we're getting to the mythical heel skip. This is where we, in a lot of places, heal. Now because I've been doing this is basically a save state run. So I have a ton of missiles. 20 is unbelievably a really unreasonable amount of missiles here. You're more likely to be in the range of 10 to 15, or anywhere between 10 to 18. If you're actually trying to skip the heal, you'll be at anywhere from 10 to 18. 10 is okay for skipping the heal. It should work, but it's sort of hard. I usually like to have. I'm bad at heal skip because I'm bad at the next area. I would guess, since like this isn't a trick I'm particularly good at, so I would guess 10 missiles is the minimum you want to attempt this. If you're anywhere lower than 10 missiles, and like you should be at full health. If you're not at full health, that's gonna make you need more missiles easily, because you're gonna get health drops instead of missile drops, which is a disaster. So if you're at full health and 10 missiles, that's like a bare minimum to do this I think recommended is like 14, 15, I guess. Like, I don't know, I don't do this enough to know for sure. Just like watch runs, like Sam Digital or Mobius Man or do this all the time, so just like watch them and see what kind of numbers they're going with. But I would suggest 10 as a minimum and like an 18 for guaranteed. Like if you have around 16, 18, you should definitely go real skip because you're very likely to do it successfully. So heal skip just is like don't heal. In this room is nothing more interesting. You just grab the ice cream and go down here. If you're gonna heal, you do this in these hands. And so, like I said, my missiles are like stupid high. So the max is 25, and I have 20, which is like ridiculous. There is also a trick I should go over here, which is refill glitch. I am really bad at doing refill glitch in these kind of rooms because the ceiling is not high enough. That was close. So there are a couple of different ways to do heal skip or to do refill glitch, but the main consensus is you want to hit the ball really late and then try to end up in the hands of the like I'll be going over heal skip in more places later on where I can actually do this. I'm gonna try though. Like you want to end up in the hands at the same time as you're grabbing the item. And after destroy this thing, the item takes like a few frames to spawn. So there are a few frames where nothing is in his hands. And when that was like 2 frames off or something. I find it really hard to do when there's so little space above the ball. It's easier at the third unknown item, which is right before Ridley, and I go for that more often. I have stopped even trying for this because I never get it. So I'll be going over refill skip or refill glitch in more detail on later refills, but know that it's a thing, and if you can do it, like get back here if you feel that refill glitch is something you can do consistently, and like reconsider whether heal skip is something you want to do. I would recommend, like, you need to be really comfortable with the areas after Ice Beam, like between Ice Beam and Cocoon, need to be really comfortable for you in order to consider heal skip. If you take damage in these areas coming up, like you're going to the left and up above Ice Beam and to the right, if you're liable to take damage in this section, like I usually am, I'm really bad at this part, then heal skip turns pretty risky. I think heal skip gets risky if you take damage during this part, because that's just gonna ruin all your pickups at like right before Cocoon. We're getting a bit ahead of ourselves. So know that this is where heal skip happens if you're gonna do it. You might want to watch the rest of this video before you consider if you want to do it or not. I'm gonna do it now because I have like a million missiles. So after you grab Ice Beam, heal or not heal, you want to go down here, shoot 2 missiles. If you're feeling low on missiles and doing heal skip, you might want to just bomb these. But I mean, then you're almost already losing all the time you gain from doing heal skip, so it's sort of, it doesn't really make that much of a sense. And you can freeze this guy if you want to. Like you can freeze him like that. If he's on the left, you're gonna have to jump on top of him and jump up here. If he's on the right, you're gonna have to do a wall jump. You can freeze him or not freeze him, like just take care and not get hit. Not getting hit is the important part. This room is sort of complicated, but not really. Since we don't have high jump yet, we can make this. So we want to jump up on this thing, and then start doing wall jumps, and like wall jumps up all the way up here. These Rippers are surprisingly in pretty, like, there aren't that many bad positions for these Rippers. There's basically, he's not, the middle Ripper is the only one that can really be in a bad position if you walk up fast enough. Like, you see the bottom Ripper is in what would be a bad position if I was slower, but we're gonna get through there anyway. The middle Ripper could be here. In that case, you have to slow down a tiny bit, like, just, that would have been enough. Like, just slow down or wait a tiny bit for the last jump. And since you know that that's the only thing that should be able to hit you, you can focus solely on that Ripper. So, like, don't care about anything else. Just keep your eye out on that middle Ripper. And if he's in a bad position, slow down, like, just wait half a second before you one wall jump. He's gonna move out of the way fairly quickly. I wanna see if I can demonstrate it though. That's not how you do that. You might have to do some more luck manipulation. There we go. So see, if I do this as fast as possible, I'm gonna get hit by that Ripper. So I want to delay a tiny bit. It's not a long while, but you still have to be ready for it. You might also just delay, like, no matter what if you want to. It's not like we're losing a lot of time. But the middle Ripper is the only one you have to care about. Maybe the first Ripper if you're, like, missing jumps or something. And the third Ripper is never in the way, it's always all the way on over to the left. Then just get up here. I wanna get these times properly. Ah, come on. So you get in here. You wanna jump up here. This is where I tend to fall down like an idiot. If you do this jump perfectly, you can grab this ledge. It's sort of tight though, so you might just jump up and, like, try to wall jump. If you do the wall jump correctly, you can get up here. If you do the jump and, like, accidentally grab the ledge and try to wall jump, you're gonna do a ledge hop anyway. So it doesn't really matter, just try to wall jump no matter what. And if you accidentally do the ledge hop, that's okay, that's cool. That just means I'm faster. You have to do a tiny bit of reactions of whether you do the ledge hop or the wall jump, but since nothing happens until you fall down here, that's plenty of time for you to realize where you are. Then you shoot this crab thing, get up here. I try to straight jump here to make sure I know where I am, because I want to be as far to the left as possible. We don't want to actually get this, like, get grabbed here. If you want to refill, we grab it at ice. If we grab this thing, there's, like, a huge cutscene which tells us where to go. This wastes a ton of time. I'm gonna do some emulator cheating. And then he has to sit down, which wastes even more time. Then you get another refill. It's horrible. We don't want that at all. Luckily, there's a space right above his head where we can bomb jump up. Like, we can fit here with a morph. Oops. So I straight jump just to make sure I know where I am and, like, try to barely land on that thing. And then morph, place a bomb, and move a tiny bit to the right. If you move to the right at all, you're gonna get the full bomb to the right. You still have to hold towards the hole after the bomb jump, because Samus isn't gonna, like, fall into the hole on her own. You're gonna have to hold right after you hit. Since you hit the ceiling, she stops moving on her own. And you're gonna have to hold the direction. But just, like, as soon as the bomb explodes, start holding right again. You really want to try and move the tiniest bit to the right after you place the bomb, because you don't want to accidentally roll into the trigger for this hand, which is, like, it's a bit bigger than it looks. It's not like this. It's not super big, but it is bigger than it looks. For these three, there are two main strategies that people use. Both are viable. They're a tiny bit different. One involves, I'm going to show, this is the one people used to do a lot. One is a bit older, I'm going to show that first. So we do that. You unmorph early, unmorph as early as possible, shoot the first one diagonally, the second one straight, and then the third one diagonally. And like try, if you're fast enough, you don't even have to jump between these, you can just run down. This was people were doing for a long time, and that's still fine. If you want to do that, still that's okay. The one I'm gonna show now, which is newer, I found that's newer. It's not really better, except for the fact that you get a drop. Since you're gonna kill this last one and get a drop from it, so it's better in that sense. You know, to get an extra missile. It's also like a few frames faster. It's nothing to write home about. So what you do in the new one is that you unmorph as late as possible. This makes this first jumper get out before you unmorph. So he's gonna be way higher up, which means we can just go below him. So that's the point that you shoot, and then like you shoot straight up here, straight forward to hit this one. And then if you want to, you can freeze third one too and just jump over him. Whatever, but the point is we can kill him and grab his drop and hopefully get a missile from that. Most of the time you get a missile. He's pretty lax on what he drops. Like he's not trolly at all. He's usually really consistent with drops. So that's the new strat. It's a few frames faster, but mainly it lets you grab a potential missile drop. Sometimes it doesn't, because like drops in general are assholes in this game. But that has a really good chance of being a missile. This is especially helpful for heal skip. But if you just want a few frames faster, you can freeze him. This is what I do now because I try to do heal skip more. But if you want to do the older stat, that's fine. It's a bit easier to do. It's more in line with what we do in 100% or in any create first category. So it's like easier to not mix up your strat. There's a bunch of reasons you want to do the older strat too. So pick whatever works. I do the new one. I like the new one. There's also a good possibility to... I try to jump extend here to slow down a bit so I can grab the drop. And there's a good chance I usually grab the sledge. And grabbing the sledge means it's not even faster anymore. It's actually slower, but whatever. I mean, I get the drop. Next room, just wait for these rippers. They could be sort of slow. You might have to wait here for like a second, half a second, but it's not the end of the world. One jump up here. I try to freeze this guy. It's not necessary, but I really want to avoid damage. I really don't want to take damage here, so I try to freeze this guy. You can totally get this tank without freezing him. You just have to do like it's not even that hard. You just jump with any form of momentum, and then do like. When you shoot open the block, you're gonna get a jump extend automatically, and you usually grab the ledge. But then he's still gonna be moving when you're going down, so I still like freezing him. Like, what do I even do now? I'm gonna get hit. Yeah. So I like freezing him anyway. You don't have to, but I prefer it to stay safe. And getting to the missile with him frozen is like it's easier. I just unmorph and shoot diagonal until he's frozen. Ah, save, please. Then you just fall down, shoot this block, shoot this thing. I want to showcase this. If this happens where you freeze him like in the middle of the hallway, you don't like. You might think you need to like more fall and bomb jump up or whatever, but you just jump. Like frozen mechanics in this game are weird. So if you're ever stuck at this, just jump through him. So if that ever happens, I try to jump anyway. Just if I'm like even slightly unsure, just do a small jump to make sure I go through. If you're lucky though, he's gonna be on the right. You don't have to do anything. Just shoot him anyway for safety. This room is. Do I still have all my? I do. Okay, cool. That's good. That makes this easier to explain. This room is annoying for a multitude of reasons. But we're gonna get to the most annoying part later on. First of all, this Ripper. Like, this Nova is never really a problem, just kill him, no matter what. This Ripper can be either on the right here, or you can be going to the left. If he's going to the right like he is now, you freeze him, then jump up on him, shoot the missile, morph bomb. If he's... Let's see if I have the save. Yeah, okay. If he's going to the left, you kill the Nova, preferably while stopping. And then just jump up here. And like, just jump. Make sure to, if you fall down here, your run is dead. If you fall down here, you are done. You reset pretty much. This is over. You have to get back, go back all the way to Ice Beam and do all of that area over again. It's done. I stop for a little bit, I guess, when he's on the edge. But even so, if he's on the right, just jump up here, shoot, morph. This is a bit complex. There's a bomb here. You want to bomb that on the way down. Like that, you want to place the bomb, and then you want to immediately unmorph and wall jump. Like that, and grab the ledge. This is this is getting really annoying to I'm gonna I'm gonna save here instead, because that scrolling was messing with my eyes. Oops. So we're going in here and do like bomb all of these. If you miss this wall jump, you're gonna have to, like, as long as you got the bomb, you can just like wall jump up there again. If you miss the bomb, you're pretty much gonna have to bomb jump up there. I mean, you can probably do this. If you want to be really fancy, you can do that, but it's hard. It's probably easy to just bomb jump up there. If you miss it, so just bomb jump and just wall jump up them. Once you're actually in here, just place 2 bombs. When you get out here, it's a bit tricky. You want to hit that block and still grab this ledge, like so. I had the biggest amount of trouble with this for a long time, until I figured out that you can just press up left. Like, as soon as you exit the tunnel, press up left and shoot. And that's gonna both unmorph and you aim you up. And then you aim up, and because you're still like turning around for like 5 or 6 frames, so there's a fairly big window there. She's still aiming straight up, even if you're holding diagonally, while she's turning around. And if you shoot during any of that, she actually does the turnaround properly because of turnaround cancelling, which is not something I'm gonna go over in detail, except you need to know, you might want to know that it happens here. And then she's gonna grab the ledge immediately. Like, you just press up left, shoot, and then she's gonna grab the ledge pretty much automatically. And from that position, you can just do ledge hop into a tiny wall jump. The ledge hop isn't actually enough to get up here, but ledge hop into tiny wall jump is. If you miss the grab, you can just do like double wall jump up there, it's whatever. But the main thing to keep in mind there is that just pressing up left and then shoot will make her almost always grab the ledge if you do it right. And then get up here quickly. Like, this section is such a pain in general. Once you get down here, you want to unmorph as soon as you can. As you get under this ledge, you want to unmorph about here, which will make you miss the ledge, which was you don't want to land. Landing is slow. We've gone over this. Landing is slow. Just do whatever you want during the fall, have fun, shoot the walls, do like spin magics, whatever. It's a long fall, so you can exercise your creativity. Once you get down here, this Nova is sort of an asshole. This one Nova, he's not gonna be now because I've been moving slowly. But if you move correctly, if you do this move or the room perfectly, he is probably gonna be in your way. So what you want to do is just shoot 2 missiles really fast, and that in most cases that kills him. I actually did some research on this because it's really hard to tell or actually test this because of how random it is. So I did some research to figure this out, and in all but there are 4 different cases for the room, which are relevant, and for all but one of them, like for 3 out of 4, you just want to shoot 2 missiles immediately and just go through. And for one of them, you want to either only shoot 1 missile and go for it, or delay a bit and shoot a 2nd missile. I want to try and see. I have all these saves that are all the different positions. So if you get this one, I think, and then like if you screw anything up, you're gonna have to like adjust appropriately. If you screw anything up, you're probably fine and not gonna get hit anyway. So like just shoot 2 missiles really fast here. You delay it now. That was the good one, I think. And probably this one. If you get this pattern, I think this is like the same. It's always if the Ripper is going to the left, and then depending on which way the Nova is going, you're gonna have to delay your missile a tiny bit. Okay, so that should be good, I think. Yeah, so he's coming from below here. So if you're really fast, you can get under here without getting hit, but I wasn't fast enough here, so that should give you an idea of how fast you have to be. Basically, if this room is perfect, you can do it. Oh, you have to wait for a while, huh? Wow, really? Okay. Huh, I thought that, okay. So I guess just slow down a bit. I'm never hitting this guy. I thought, okay. Learning things as we go. So I'm at a really awkward time here, where I was almost fast enough to get past him, but now I have to wait the longest amount of time to shoot him. So in this position, it might just be better to take the hit, I'm not sure. Because I have to wait for fucking ages to be able to hit him. Maybe do that, I don't know. This is only relevant if this Ripper is moving to the left. If he's moving to the right, you're always fine. Like no matter where Nova is going, because you took so much time here already. So even if you're doing this perfectly, like I already know, the 2 positions the Nova can be in are both beneficial to me, so I just shoot the beam, shoot the missile. But if he's going to the left, you might want to slow down a tiny bit somewhere. Like you might not want to do the room perfectly in order to have like that Nova be less of a pain. Just something to keep in mind. If you mess up anywhere in the room, you're gonna have to like adjust on a personal level. I'm not sure how to help with that. If you do more than a tiny screw up, you're probably fine with not even shooting a missile. The Nova's probably not even gonna be close to the hole. But you need to keep all these things in mind anyway. I have so many missiles. I have so many missiles. So assuming you did hill skip, you might be sort of low on missiles. You want to be around 18 right now, like around between 15 and 20, pretty much. If you're too low, you might want to grab this missile tank early. The plan is to grab that one later anyway, so it's not a big time loss. You're gonna lose a second or two because you have to do a bomb jump here, which is slow. But if you're low on missiles, like losing a run is worse. So if you feel it's very possible that you might want to grab this tank. I'm super good on missiles now, so I don't have to. I'm gonna demonstrate this without doing that. And coming up is Vine Room, which is annoying. You wanna try to shoot this door like when you're on the save platform, so you can start charging a beam to kill this thing. This next room is all about getting missiles. That's the entire point, or rather, not losing missiles. You need to have at least 18 missiles coming out of this room. This is super important. Actually, you should probably want at least 19. 18 is really cutting it close, and you're gonna slow down anyway. But 19 is what you want. So again, try to shoot this guy. I might drop something to jump up there, and then use a normal beam. This guy dies from one normal beam shot when he's in Divine. When he's not in Divine, he's like a normal enemy, but when he's in Divine, he dies from one normal beam shot. So I usually do charge beam, jump, normal shot, missile, 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 missile. Just like get a feel for for the rhythm of missiles you want to use here in order to get through fast. It's not really a trick anywhere. This one you want to shoot diagonally because you can't hit it straight unless you're like right in front of it. But it's hard to like get a strategy here. You can do this really quickly if you want to, but you need a lot of missiles. You need to be really good on missiles in order to not slow down here and still have enough. I can't really remember how many missiles you use in this room. Let's count. So you use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you use 15 missiles in this room. A lot of things in the room drop, like pretty much everything will give drops. So like optimally you're gonna go plus like 10 missiles in this room, but that's rarely gonna happen. You can feel pretty confident that you're gonna go even or better. As long as if you're taking it slowly and actually grabbing all the drops, you can feel pretty confident about gaining a few missiles here. If you're at full health, if you're not at full health, these things drop health so much. You're pretty much screwed with how much health they drop. But anyway, so you want to be at least 19 right now. I'm at 30, which is like ridiculous, so good. It is way more than I need. And this personally, I like this is different for everyone, but I like to morph before the next room. For how I do Cocoon is coming up. It's important to me that I morph before the room. That saves some time. Just want to show this off quickly, so I mostly to myself. So that's the goal. That's what we're trying to do. Cocoon is an asshole, so we're gonna show this a bit. First of all, I should probably get over this right away. Destroying this bomb lock is more complicated than you'd think. because you don't want to bomb jump. If you place this bomb too early, you're gonna bomb jump and waste time. There's two ways to avoid that. Either you place the bomb like as early as possible, then unmorph, and then morph again once the bomb explodes. That's a fast way of doing it. The fastest way is not consistent at all, which is just placing the bomb high enough to destroy the block, but not jump you. It's really hard to do. I wouldn't recommend it at all. I'm gonna see if I can get it once. I don't think I can though. Yeah, okay, there we go. So if you place it perfectly, you can destroy the block without jumping you, but it's hard. The better way is like I said, place it reliably, unmorphed and morph through. Or what I usually do is just place the bomb as you land on the floor, and the block above you will have respawned by the time you'll get jumped. So you're not going anywhere. I like to do this partly because I like to morph before the door, so I have more time. I have more time while actually in the room. Might just explain that Cocoon is completely timing sensitive. He does nothing random, everything is on a timer. The Ripper movement is not random. Like the Ripper starts at the same position every time, he moves at a specific speed. The spores, he shoots the spores at specific intervals, he starts on the same side every time. Everything is completely static inside this room. It is all cycles, everything is cycles. So you want to use that to your advantage. And there are a couple of ways to do this with varying difficulty and speed. I'm gonna start with explaining my personal strategy because that makes more sense. This is hard to explain like slowly because I have to do the fight really quickly for everything to make sense. But what I'm trying to do, I'm gonna try to explain in words before I do it, so you can try to keep up. What happens is I do a bomb when I get to the bottom of the chroma blocks. Then you roll out, walk all the way over to the left. You can shoot those vines, the outermost vines, you can shoot vertically. Might want to show that off. I already did, but you can there are positions here, it's pretty lenient. So you can find exactly there. Anything to the left of this, it's gonna hit that vine. That's a big chunk, almost a full block, where you can stand and hit the vertical vine. It's at least half a block, where you can stand and still hit the vine even if you're shooting vertically. So I try to go all the way to the left, shoot 3 missiles straight up, turn around, shoot the Ripper 3 times. This is just for safety. This is a safe strat, that means it's frozen for longer. Between 2 or 3 times, depending on if you did a tiny screw up in the first part of the room. 2 or 3 times. Go down into the water, do wall jumps all up into the ceiling through the spores, which are always in the perfect position to do so. Then do a triple, where you shoot 2 beams horizontally and 1 beam diagonally. I'm gonna try to show that off too. So you do pa 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 pa. Pum pum pum, and then do that once more. Pum pum pum. That kills all the vines on the left side. And if you do all of that fast enough, you still have enough time to get over here and freeze this thing. And when you're standing on this, you can just shoot diagonally. You shoot 9 missiles diagonally, and it's gonna kill everything. I missed one of the missiles in one of the triples, so in that case, I have to go back to the left and kill the last remaining vine. This happens sometimes. Triples are sort of annoying to do. But you can see the cocoon changing color if you got all at once. So this is the one I usually do. It's a bit safer. It's not completely optimal, but it's a bit safer. So that's how I do it. You can do it a bit faster if you only freeze the Ripper once. Too bad. I'm bad. Wow. Okay. So this is getting pretty tight. The thing with this strat is that you can't land in the water after the second. After the second triple, you have to land on the platform, which is I find that way harder. I have a lot of trouble doing that. But if you do that, you can do what I just did and just jump out and freeze the Ripper midair. You can also do it a bit slower and wait for the spores to get out of your way. I just wait here and shoot and do that. And then get in a better position than I just did. But I like just jumping out and shooting straight down. It's faster too, slightly. If you do all of this, if you do this perfectly, you can kill Cocoon before his third wave of spores. I screwed everything up, apparently. Like you have to wait a tiny bit here anyway to freeze the Ripper. No, I want to get this once. I don't go for this strat most of the time because it's too tight. So if you're fast enough, you can skip the third wave. This is very similar to what Sam the Digital does for his. I don't know how fast he does his strat, but he shoots that spore. Like there's a slight difference in strats. Freeze, shoot that, jump, and then land here again. I find that super hard to do. I just prefer landing in the water when I'm doing my triples. Sam also morphs in this room. Like he runs. It's very much a taste thing. He morphs later and then does this thing. It's roughly the same time. So it's whatever. I think like you're not actually losing speed from morphing earlier because morph ball moves the same speed as running on the ground. So morphing before entering the room just gives you more time inside Cocoon's room without losing time anywhere else. And since I have to wait for the Ripper at like a fraction of a second anyway, I don't care enough to do the bomb unmorph strat because it doesn't actually save me any time because I have to wait later on anyway. Like if I morph earlier, get in here and do this, I have to wait. Like, did you see that tiny pause I have to do to shoot the Ripper? So it doesn't actually help. So I just freeze when I get to the ground. If you have trouble doing triples, you can do this with doubles as well. You still have to be pretty fast. I don't exactly remember how the double strat works because I've been using triples for forever now. I'm guessing it's like that. So you land and you freeze the Ripper again. Something like that. I don't think you freeze it again, I only think you refreeze it once. Let me do some last second research here. So I think what you do is shoot 3 straight up, then do what Sam does, where you shoot this thing, double freeze, then do 2 more doubles, and that's gonna be just in time for the Ripper to unfreeze, I think. See if we can do this. I'm really bad at doing those launches. Like I said, I usually prefer landing in the water. God damn it. I'm gonna get this. Do it a third time? Like something. I think I missed one of them. And then I froze the Ripper too fast, but something like that. Something like it. This is gonna need a lot of practice anyway, no matter who you are. I've been practiced this. I've had sessions where I practiced this boss for hours. Having save states helps, but there's a save room right outside the, like right before the vine room, so there's plenty of resources for you to be able to practice this a lot. And again, consistency. Do whatever works. If you can make doubles work, then do that. If you can make triples work, do that. If you find your own strat that works and it's like it's a few seconds slower, whatever, it works. Do what works. Get runs before trying to be super fast. Just make sure to get runs going, and then try to, when you're feeling like, oh, I can get this every time, but I know it's slow, so I need to improve somewhere, and maybe look back and maybe look into doing triples or doubles or whatever. The easier strat, which is mostly recommended to beginners, I'm gonna show this off anyway, is to, let's see if I remember this. I think it's like the absolute easiest is just to wait for the Ripper. Like this is fail proof, just and then shoot 9 missiles, and then you can do like shoot up here, whatever. You can like do a triple if you want to, and wait for that Ripper to get back on the other side. I think the old strat before we figured out the freezing the Ripper strats were to, let's see if I remember this. This was a while ago. Yes, but this is easier than doing the old triples pretty much. You go up, shoot 3. Wait for the Ripper. Crap. No, you shoot both. Yeah, you shoot all the outer vines. So you get up, shoot 3, with the Ripper, shoot 6. And then do 2 triples like that. And if you manage to fail triples, whatever, this Ripper was coming out for you after a while, so you can wait for that. Yeah, the absolute easiest is to get up, take this slowly, shoot 3, take a hit, whatever, freeze the Ripper, 6 missiles, go over here, shoot 3. You have like second. You can get some drops if you feel like it. If you're low on drops, this is what you probably should be doing. And freeze and 6 missiles. That's the easiest way. It's slow, sure, but like it kills the boss. This boss is probably one of the harder ones in 100%. It's for sure the one that's hardest, not related to like handling RNG. All the other bosses are hard because things are random and you can't really do anything about it. But this boss is never random, which is nice, but he's still hard. So again, to reiterate, this is what I do, which is like I prefer this. It's shooting 3 times, that's important. I hit a spore, it's amazing. And if you miss something, you can just go over here and do that. You don't have to wall jump or anything. I missed one over there too, wow, okay. Wow, okay, cool. This is disaster. Disaster Cocoon. No! Okay, so yeah, Cocoon is an asshole. If things don't work out, Cocoon is an ass. Absolute terror. And then you get a few drops here anyway, so you might want that. I don't know, I have 13 missiles, which is like 12 too many. And also, if you want to be really fast, you can do that, except for like not missing that one missile. Well, look, you get the point. And if you're not quite comfortable with triples, you can do the doubles. Oh crap! It's great. What? Yeah, if you shoot a shot exactly while landing with Samus, you kind of shoot it lower for no reason. Come on, I can do this. So that's totally viable if you want to, but it is slower. I'm just gonna do my personal strat once more. This is the hard part, like getting the tiny jump there is the hard part. And then you just go down to Ridley. So you want to have at least one missile here. Having more is nice, having 15 is ridiculous. Like having one is enough. You don't need any more. Having 3 is nice. That means you can do a bit of extra things in Ridley. Any more than that is like up to, I guess, 8 is fine. You can do more things in the side hopper room coming up. Anything more than that is practically useless. You're not gonna use that for anything. It's gonna make the refill later faster, maybe. So whatever. But aim to have at least one. The 1 is important. Oh crap. Oh crap. The 1 is the important part. So that's Norfair for you. In the next segment, we're gonna go through Ridley. Whoa. Ridley is not that complicated. Ridley has 1 or 2 rooms that are annoying, but otherwise it's pretty simple. But yeah, so join me for that one. We're gonna watch this cutscene to the end. And then we're gonna cut. Alright, so next up, Ridley.